When we say we burn calories, what's actually happening inside our bodies? There's no tiny fire in your stomach cooking up breakfast. Instead, your body runs a sophisticated chemical foundry that transforms food into life itself. From powering your thoughts to building your muscles, from maintaining your temperature to healing wounds, metabolism isn't just about burning calories. It's a complex symphony of chemical reactions happening in every cell of your body right now as you listen. We'll explore how your body maintains this delicate balance, why different foods provide different types of fuel, and what's really happening when people talk about boosting metabolism. From ancient cellular processes to modern dietary science, we'll uncover how your body's foundry really works. I'm Eric Johnston, and I'm not a biochemist or a nutritionist. I'm just someone trying to understand how our bodies transform food into energy. On this episode of Food Truth, we're diving into the fascinating world of metabolism. Join me as we explore the science of how your body breaks down food and discover why metabolism is about so much more than just counting calories. This is the Metabolism Show. Before we talk about your body's foundry, let's talk about where metabolism really began. Long before your cells existed, before the Earth formed, the universe was conducting its own kind of metabolism in the hearts of stars. The very carbon atoms that your cells use for energy today were forged in stellar furnaces long ago, and the iron in your blood was birthed in cosmic explosions across the universe. I'm not a biochemist or a physicist. I'm just someone fascinated by how our bodies transform matter into life itself. Right now, as you listen, your body's foundry is using these star-forged elements to keep you alive, running trillions of chemical reactions in perfect harmony. Your brain's metabolic control center, the hypothalamus, is constantly monitoring this process. Think of it as your foundry's master control room, sending out neural signals and hormones that adjust your metabolic rate down to the smallest chemical reaction. Every thought you're having right now depends on neurons metabolizing glucose, turning sugar into consciousness itself. When nutrients enter your bloodstream, they all pass through the liver. Think of the liver as your body's quality assurance department. But this QA lab runs thousands of tests per second. Every molecule gets analyzed, every chemical reaction monitored. Your liver never sleeps. Right now, it's monitoring your glucose levels with precision that would shame our most advanced laboratories. It's filtering toxins, converting nutrients, and producing crucial proteins that regulate your metabolism. Most fascinating is how your brain and liver communicate. Through the vagus nerve, they maintain a constant dialogue of chemical signals and neural impulses, adjusting your metabolism in real time based on your body's needs. And this isn't just regulation, it's a masterpiece of biological coordination that's happening inside you right now. Inside each of your cells, mitochondria are performing chemical reactions that would take industrial plants' massive facilities to replicate. These microscopic powerhouses strip electrons from their nutrients using oxygen in a precisely controlled process that releases just the right amount of energy. Each type of nutrient follows its own metabolic pathway. Carbohydrates, which we'll explore deeply in episode 5, are like your body's premium fuel. They're broken down into glucose, which your brain particularly craves. Your nervous system uses about 20% of your body's glucose metabolism, despite being only 2% of your body's weight. Proteins, which we'll investigate in episode 8, aren't primarily used for energy at all. They're more like your body's building materials and communications system. Fats, our focus in episode 7, are your body's energy reserves and insulation system, but they're not just stored fuel. Your brain is actually about 60% fat, and every cell membrane in your body is made of fat molecules arranged in precise patterns. Your metabolism isn't just handling the big nutrients, it's also processing micronutrients like vitamins, which we'll explore in episode 9. Think of vitamins as essential catalysts. Without them, many of your metabolic reactions would slow to a crawl or stop entirely. And sugar, which gets its own deep dive in episode 6, has a special place in your metabolism. While all carbohydrates eventually become glucose, pure sugar hits your system like high-octane fuel, requiring quick action from your pancreas and liver. And alcohol? Your metabolism treats it like a toxin because it is. Your liver drops everything else it's doing to break down alcohol, just like a hazmat team responding to a chemical spill. Of course, any efficient factory needs a waste management system. Your kidneys act as sophisticated filtration plants, processing about 50 gallons of blood daily, separating the waste products while reclaiming the valuable nutrients. And yes, we need to talk about the end product of metabolism feces. Your digestive system is incredibly efficient at extracting nutrients, leaving behind undigested food, dead cells, and bacteria. The color, consistency, and composition of your stool actually tells a fascinating metabolic story. It's like a diagnostic readout of how well your body's foundry is operating. Then, of course, there's urine, your body's liquid waste management system. Think of it as a daily diagnostic report from your metabolic foundry. The color and composition of your urine is like a chemical readout of your metabolism in action. And right now, we're going to follow a slice of pizza as it makes its way through your body's metabolism. At T minus 2 seconds, your eyes lock onto that slice of pizza. Before it even touches your tongue, your brain is already firing up the foundry. Ghrelin, your hunger hormone, surges through your bloodstream. Saliva now floods your mouth as your stomach begins releasing gastric juices. Even your insulin levels are shifting in anticipation. At T minus 0, the slice hits your tongue. Your taste buds explode with information. Umami from the cheese, sweet from the sauce, salt from the toppings. Dopamine floods your brain's reward centers as your jaw muscles prepare for action. At T plus 1 second, with the first bite, mechanical breakdown begins. Salivary amylase attacks carbohydrates in the crust, while olfactory signals enhance your taste perception. Your vagus nerve signals the digestive tract to prepare for what's coming. At T plus 8 seconds, the pizza enters your stomach. Gastric juices ramp up production as muscular contractions begin mixing the food. Protein breakdown initiates while fat begins separating from other components. At T plus 15 minutes, the first nutrients enter your bloodstream. Simple carbs from the sauce are converting to glucose, giving your brain its initial energy boost. Insulin levels rise as fat digestion accelerates and protein breakdown continues. At T plus 30 minutes, you've reached peak digestion phase. Your stomach churns the pizza into chyme while your small intestine prepares for absorption. Pancreatic enzymes join the process as your liver begins glucose regulation. Your brain is now operating at full power. At T plus 1 hour, maximum absorption is underway. Complex carbs are still being broken down as proteins become amino acids. Fat is being emulsified by bile while nutrients flood into your bloodstream. Your energy levels begin to stabilize. At 2 hours after that first bite, processing continues as most nutrients now circulate in your bloodstream. Your liver processes and stores the excess while your brain utilizes glucose for memory formation. Waste products now move toward your large intestine as water is reabsorbed. 6 hours after that first bite, in the final absorption phase, your body extracts remaining nutrients as bacterial fermentation begins. Fiber from the crust moves through your colon while vitamins are processed by your liver. Energy is being stored as glycogen for later use. At T plus 12 hours, in the late stage processing, final nutrient absorption completes. Solid waste forms in your colon as remaining water is extracted. Beneficial bacteria produce vitamins while your energy stores are fully replenished. Now, sitting somewhere between 24 and 36 hours after that bite of pizza, the final stage arrives. What remains is mostly water and bacteria, along with undigested fiber from the pizza crust and dead cells from the digestive process. The journey that began with the craving ends with final elimination, completing the cycle of your body's remarkable foundry. From the cosmic furnaces that forged our elements to the cellular factories that power our lives, metabolism is the process that turns matter into life itself. Every bite of food you take becomes part of an incredible story, a story that's been running since the beginning of the universe and continues in every cell of your body right now. The next time someone talks about burning calories, remember, You're not just eating food, you're powering a foundry that turns star-forged elements into life itself. Metabolism isn't just about digestion. It affects every system in your body. Your nervous system requires constant energy to fire neurons, consuming about 20% of your body's total energy budget. Every thought you have, every sensation you feel, depends on precise metabolic control providing exactly the right amount of energy at exactly the right time. Your muscular system demonstrates metabolism's flexibility. During rest, muscles primarily burn fat for energy, but during intense exercise, they switch to glucose for quick power. This metabolic switching ability evolved over millions of years, allowing us to handle both endurance activities like hunting and brief bursts of effort like escaping predators. Your cardiovascular system serves as metabolism's distribution network. Beyond just moving oxygen and nutrients, your blood carries hormones that regulate metabolic rate. Your heart itself is a metabolic marvel, never resting, constantly converting chemical energy into mechanical pumping that keeps you alive. Your immune system requires tremendous metabolic resources. When you're fighting an infection, your metabolic rate increases to power the production of immune cells and antibodies. This is why you often feel tired when sick. Your body is redirecting energy to your immune response. Your endocrine system orchestrates this metabolic symphony through hormones. Thyroid hormones set your basal metabolic rate, determining how much energy you burn at rest. Insulin and glucagon regulate blood sugar like a molecular thermostat. Growth hormone influences how you build and maintain tissues. Each hormone plays multiple roles in this complex chemical dance. Even your bones participate in metabolism. They're not just structural support. They're active tissue that stores minerals, produces blood cells, and even helps regulate blood sugar. Recent research suggests bones may even function as an endocrine organ, producing hormones that influence metabolism throughout your body. Your digestive system does more than just process food. It hosts trillions of bacteria that influence how you metabolize nutrients. These gut microbes can even affect your metabolism of medications, showing how deeply intertwined these systems really are. Every bite of food triggers a cascade of metabolic adjustments across multiple body systems. The story of how we understand metabolism begins in the 1700s when Antoine Lavoisier first measured heat production in guinea pigs. He made a remarkable discovery. Living things consume oxygen and produce carbon dioxide, just like a burning candle. The concept of burning calories was born. But this was just the beginning of our understanding of how bodies transform food into energy. In the early 1800s, scientists began examining how bodies generate heat. They discovered that animals in colder climates had higher metabolic rates, suggesting that metabolism wasn't just about energy for movement, it regulated body temperature too. This insight led to the first studies of basal metabolic rate, though they didn't call it that yet. The real breakthrough came in 1840 when Justus von Liebig showed that our bodies break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates through chemical processes. For the first time, we understood that food wasn't just fuel. It was raw material for building and maintaining our bodies. Liebig's work revolutionized our understanding of nutrition and metabolism, leading to the first calculations of how much energy different foods could provide. By the late 1800s, scientists had begun unraveling the complex chemical pathways of metabolism. They discovered that sugar breakdown happened in multiple steps, each catalyzed by specific proteins. This led to the identification of enzymes, the molecular machines that make metabolism possible. Suddenly, metabolism wasn't just about energy, it was about the intricate dance of molecules inside every cell. The discovery of vitamins in the early 1900s revealed another layer of metabolic complexity. These molecular catalysts were essential for turning food into energy. Suddenly, we understood why some people got sick even with plenty of food. Their bodies couldn't properly process what they ate. This discovery revolutionized both medicine and nutrition, leading to the prevention of diseases like beriberi and pellagra. The mid-1900s brought understanding of hormones like insulin and their role in metabolism. Scientists realized that metabolism wasn't just a series of chemical reactions. It was a carefully controlled process regulated by chemical messengers. This insight helped explain conditions like diabetes and led to life-saving treatments. Today, we can track metabolism at the molecular level, watching as individual atoms move through complex chemical pathways. We understand how genes influence metabolic efficiency, how gut bacteria affect nutrient processing, and how environmental factors impact metabolic rate. Yet, with all of our advanced understanding, we're still discovering new aspects of how our body's foundry operates. Each discovery reveals more complexity in this system that turns food into life itself. Our metabolism evolved during times when finding enough food was a daily challenge. We developed efficient systems for storing excess energy as fat, a survival advantage that could mean the difference between life and death during famines. This efficiency, which once kept us alive, now contributes to modern health challenges in our world of abundance. Our ancestors' transition to cooking food dramatically affected our metabolic evolution. Cooking made more calories available from our food, allowing our bodies to extract maximum nutrition from whatever we could find. This energy surplus helped fuel the development of our large, energy hungry brains. Our ability to break down a wide variety of foods gave us an evolutionary advantage. Unlike specialist feeders who can only digest specific items, humans can extract nutrients from almost anything edible. This metabolic flexibility helped us spread across the globe, adapting to whatever food sources we found, from Arctic fish to tropical fruits. Even our brain's high energy demands tell an evolutionary story. Our complex cognitive abilities require massive amounts of glucose, a cost our species deemed worth paying. We evolved specialized systems to ensure our brains get priority access to blood sugar, even during food shortages. No other organ has this privileged metabolic status. The daily rhythm of our metabolism reflects our evolutionary history as diurnal creatures. Our metabolic rate naturally rises and falls with the sun, optimized for daytime activity and nighttime repair. These circadian rhythms affect everything from hormone production to enzyme efficiency. Our metabolic adaptations show remarkable revolutionary compromises. We lost the ability to synthesize certain vitamins because we could reliably get them from our diets. We developed complex systems for storing some nutrients while maintaining precise daily supplies of others. Each aspect of our metabolism reflects millions of years of evolutionary problem solving. The very structure of our digestive system tells an evolutionary tale as well. Our omnivorous inheritance gives us teeth for both grinding plants and tearing meat, a stomach acid strong enough to break down animal protein, and a gut long enough to extract nutrients from plant matter. We are walking museums of metabolic evolution. The way you prepare food affects how your body processes it. Cooking breaks down cell walls in vegetables, making nutrients more accessible to your digestive system. Heat denatures proteins, often making them easier to digest. Even the order in which you eat foods can affect their metabolism. These aren't just cooking techniques, they're the first steps in your body's metabolic processes. When you cook meat, the Maillard reaction creates new compounds through heat-driven chemical reactions between proteins and sugars. These compounds don't just create flavor, they can affect how quickly your body processes the food. Some of these compounds increase digestibility, while others might slightly slow digestion. The brownness of your toast isn't just about taste, it's about chemistry. Some cooking methods preserve nutrients better than others. Steaming vegetables retains more water-soluble vitamins than boiling. Quick searing meat preserves more B vitamins than long cooking. Your kitchen is really just an extension of your body's metabolic foundry, and your cooking methods can significantly affect how your body processes what you eat. Temperature affects more than just cooking speed. Different nutrients become available at different temperatures. Carotenoids in carrots become more bioavailable when cooked, while vitamin C can be destroyed by high heat. Understanding these reactions helps you maximize the nutritional value of your food. The pH of your cooking environment also matters. Acidic marinades can begin breaking down proteins before cooking even starts, while alkaline environments can affect mineral availability. These chemical principles in your kitchen mirror the various pH environments different nutrients will encounter in your digestive system. Food combinations create their own chemistry. Iron from vegetables become more bioavailable when consumed with vitamin C. Certain spices can increase the absorption of other nutrients. The science of food pairing isn't just about taste. It's about optimizing your body's ability to extract and use nutrients. Traditional cooking wisdom often reflects these chemical principles, even if our ancestors didn't understand the molecular details. Fermentation, aging, and other traditional preparation methods can make nutrients more available and foods more digestible. Your kitchen is a laboratory where chemistry meets biology. Inside your digestive system lives a vast community of microorganisms, your gut microbiome. These trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes don't just help digest food. They influence everything from your immune system to your mood to your metabolism. Your microbiome acts like an additional organ, weighing about as much as your brain. These microbes help break down foods you can't digest on your own, produce essential vitamins, and even communicate with your immune system. They're not just passengers, they're active participants in your health. Different bacteria prefer different foods, and what you eat shapes your microbiome. Fiber rich foods feed beneficial bacteria, while highly processed foods can promote less helpful species. This is why dietary changes can take time to feel effective. You're literally reshaping your internal ecosystem. Your gut bacteria influence how you process nutrients. Some bacteria are better at extracting calories from food than others. This helps explain why people process the same foods differently. Their gut bacteria might be working more or less efficiently at energy extraction. The microbiome brain connection is particularly fascinating. Your gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters that affect mood and behavior. Some scientists now believe the microbiome might influence food cravings, potentially encouraging you to eat foods that support specific bacterial species. Recent research suggests the microbiome might even affect how you respond to different diets. The same diet could have different effects on different people based on their gut bacteria composition. This might help explain why no single diet works for everyone. Adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, is the molecular battery that powers virtually every process in your cells. This remarkable molecule stores energy in its chemical bonds, releasing it whenever you need cells to do work. Its structure is perfectly suited for its role, with three phosphate groups that can be attached or removed as needed. Your body produces and consumes about your body weight in ATP every day, but you never have more than a small amount at any time. Instead, you continuously recycle ATP, breaking it down and rebuilding it roughly every minute. This rapid turnover ensures a constant supply of energy for your cells. The efficiency of ATP production varies with different energy sources. Fats provide more ATP per gram than carbohydrates, but they take longer to break down. Carbohydrates yield less ATP, but can provide it more quickly in turn. Proteins can yield ATP too, but your body prefers to use them for building and repair rather than energy. The story of ATP reveals the elegance of evolution. This same molecule powers everything from bacteria to blue whales, suggesting it emerged early in life's history. Its structure strikes a perfect balance, stable enough to store energy, but reactive enough to release it quickly when needed. Your cells produce ATP through multiple pathways. The most efficient requires oxygen, producing up to 36 ATP molecules from a single glucose molecule. When oxygen is limited, cells can still make ATP through fermentation, though much less efficiently. This metabolic flexibility helped our ancestors survive in varying conditions. ATP does more than just power cells. It serves as a signaling molecule, helps build other important compounds, and participates in cell communication. Its presence or absence can trigger changes in cellular behavior, making it both an energy carrier and an information molecule. Understanding ATP helps explain many aspects of health and disease. Conditions that affect ATP production can cause profound fatigue. Exercise increases your cell's ability to produce ATP efficiently. Even aging involves changing in how cells manage their ATP resources. Understanding metabolism explains many common experiences. That mid-afternoon energy crash? It's your body responding to changes in blood sugar and circadian rhythms. Morning hunger? Your metabolism has been steadily burning through energy stores while you slept. These daily fluctuations aren't random. They're your metabolism responding to natural cycles. The timing of meals affects your metabolic response. Eating the same foods at different times of day can trigger different hormonal responses. A late night snack affects your body differently than the same food eaten at breakfast. This isn't just about when you're hungry, it's about how efficiently your body processes nutrients throughout the day. Exercise changes your metabolism both during and after activity. The afterburn effect, technically called excess post exercise oxygen consumption, can elevate your metabolic rate for hours after you finish exercising. But this effect varies with exercise type and intensity. A long walk affects your metabolism differently than a short sprint. Your body temperature reveals metabolic patterns. That slight drop in temperature before sleep, it's your metabolism downshifting for nighttime repair and restoration. The rise in temperature during exercise, that's increased metabolic activity generating heat as a byproduct of energy production. Stress impacts your metabolism in multiple ways. The fight or flight response triggers release of hormones that affect how your body processes nutrients. Chronic stress can alter your metabolic rate, affect your hunger signals, and change how your body stores energy. Understanding this connection helps explain stress eating and related behaviors. Even sleep quality affects your metabolism. Poor sleep can alter hormone levels that control hunger and satiety. This explains why you might crave high energy foods after a restless night. Your metabolism is intimately connected with your sleep wake cycle, forming a complex feedback loop that affects your energy levels throughout the day. The temperature of your environment influences your metabolic rate. Cold exposure can increase metabolism as your body works to maintain core temperature. Heat can affect how efficiently you process nutrients. These external factors demonstrate how your metabolism constantly adapts to changing conditions. That rumbling in your stomach isn't just an empty space needing to be filled. It's a complex chemical conversation between your gut and brain. The hormone ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, rises when your stomach is empty, triggering signals in your brain's appetite centers. But physical hunger is just one part of the story. Your brain's reward centers respond to the sight, smell, and even thought of food by releasing dopamine. This explains why you might feel hungry when you see a food commercial, even if you just ate. This system evolved when food was scarce, encouraging us to eat when food was available. Your blood sugar levels play a crucial role in hunger regulation. When glucose levels drop, your brain receives warning signals that trigger hunger. This happens gradually after meals, but can happen quickly after eating highly processed carbohydrates, explaining why some foods leave you hungry again soon after eating. Protein, fat, and fiber all affect hunger differently. Protein triggers satiety hormones that tell your brain you're full. Fat slows digestion, helping you feel satisfied longer. Fiber adds bulk and slows nutrient absorption. This is why a chicken salad with olive oil might keep you fuller longer than a bag of chips with the same calories. Your circadian rhythms influence hunger too. Most people feel naturally hungrier in the evening, a evolutionary adaptation that encouraged storing energy for the night ahead. This made sense for our ancestors, but can contribute to overeating in our modern world of 24/7 food availability. Even your sleep patterns affect hunger chemistry. Sleep deprivation increases ghrelin and decreases leptin, the satiety hormone, making you hungrier the day after a poor night's sleep. This explains why you might crave high-calorie foods when tired. A calorie isn't actually a thing. It's a measurement of energy, specifically the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. But what we call a calorie on food labels is actually a kilocalorie, 1,000 small calories. Scientists use capital C calorie to distinguish this difference, though most of us just say calorie. Measuring calories in food began in the late 1800s when scientists literally burned food in a device called a bomb calorimeter. They measured how much heat the burning food produced and used that to calculate its energy content. While our bodies don't actually set food on fire, this measurement helped establish how much energy different foods contain. The calories you see on food labels are actually calculated averages based on the macronutrient content. Proteins and carbohydrates contain about 4 calories per gram, while fats contain about 9 calories per gram. This is why fatty foods are more calorie dense. They pack more than twice the energy into the same weight. Your body doesn't extract every calorie from the food you eat. Fiber, for instance, contains calories, but most pass through undigested. Food preparation affects calorie availability too. Cooking generally makes more calories available by breaking down cell walls and protein structures. Even the bacteria in your gut influence how many calories you actually absorb from your food. The 2,000 calorie diet, commonly referenced on food labels, isn't a recommendation. It's a rough average used to standardize nutritional information. Your actual caloric needs depend on factors like body size, activity level, age, and even the temperature of your environment. A professional athlete might need twice this amount, while a sedentary person might need significantly less. Understanding calories helps explain energy balance in your body, but they're just one part of the nutrition story. Two foods with identical calorie counts can affect your body very differently based on their nutrient content, how they're prepared, and even when you eat them. Calories matter, but they're not the only thing that matters in nutrition. Boost your metabolism. The weight loss industry loves this phrase. But what does it really mean? While certain foods and activities can temporarily increase metabolic rate, the effects are usually modest and short lived. The biggest influences on your metabolism are factors like body size, muscle mass, age, and activity level. Those metabolism boosting supplements, most have little scientific support. Caffeine can slightly increase metabolic rate, but the effect is temporary. Spicy foods might marginally increase calorie burning, but not enough to significantly impact weight. The marketing often vastly overstates these minor effects. Even the concept of metabolism types is more marketing than science. While people do process nutrients somewhat differently, these variations are subtle and complex, not the simple categories often promoted in diet books and supplements. Your metabolism is as unique as you are. The idea that eating small, frequent meals stokes your metabolic fire isn't supported by research. Total daily calorie intake matters more than meal timing for most people. Your body is remarkably adaptive, adjusting its metabolic processes to handle various eating patterns. Negative calorie foods are another marketing myth. While some foods require more energy to digest than others, no food has a negative calorie impact. Celery, often claimed to be negative calorie, does use some energy for digestion, but still provides more calories than it costs to process. The supplement industry often promotes metabolic enhancers based on oversimplified understanding of cellular processes. While compounds like carnitine and CoQ10 play roles in metabolism, supplementing them rarely affects overall metabolic rate in healthy people. Understanding these marketing myths helps you make better informed decisions about your health. Real metabolic health comes from sustainable habits like regular physical activity, adequate sleep, proper nutrition, and stress management, not from quick fixes or miracle supplements. Well, that's all for this episode of Food Truth. Join us next time as we explore the remarkable journey of water through your body.